Right, what's up everyone, it's Weston here. So today we're finally reviewing the Mpow Swift Bluetooth 4.0 earphones. Now before I start, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to Mpow for sending these out to review. So before I start the review, I'm just going to quickly show you what you get included with the earphones. So with the earphones you do get a selection of silicone tips and ear stays, so these are designed to be used for exercise and on the go. So you do get a different variety of sizes, so you should be pretty much covered depending on which ones you need. They also have a selection of ear hooks as well, so these are designed more for your vigorous style workout, and again they come in a different variety of sizes. You then get your instruction manual, so if you're not familiar with Bluetooth earphones, this will show you how to get up and running. Then you get your standard micro USB to full-size USB, so you can charge these from a laptop, PC, etc. And then finally you get your earphones. Now the earphones that I have are the gloss black and yellow version, but you can get different colours, which I will link down in the description. Now these are sort of a pear-shaped design earphone with all the controls around the surrounding edges. So taking a look, you can see the main multifunctional controller. So this is where you're going to have your play pause functionality, your power on off functions, your play pause functions and stuff like that. So you can just see the shape of the earphone, and there is your hook. So you can see the power button is located on the side and it's pretty easy to use. On the other side, around the front of the earphones, is the volume control, which again is pretty nicely placed for use on the go. Then you've got an included microphone as well. On the other earphone you do have an included USB, so this side will feature that USB port and your included battery. So you can see the shape and design of these earphones. They're not sort of your traditional design, so you can see there you've got your location where you swap out your ear hooks. You can just see the shape of it and sort of the angle they go in, so they don't go into your ear straight, they go in more at an angle, and they just seem to sit in your ear much nicer than the straight shot ones. Then finally we get to your cable. Now this is a flat ribbon style cable and it's designed to go around the back of your neck whilst wearing them during exercise. Right, so now we've got to build quality, and these are a mostly plastic construction. That's not too surprising though, considering the relatively low cost of the earphones. The only exception to this being the cable, which is finished off in a soft touch material, and the silicone accessories. Speaking of the accessories, they're not the softest or nicest I've ever encountered. The hooks are probably the hardest out of the three and not that great. The tips are sort of in the middle, and the ear stays are probably the softest out of the bunch. Back to the earphones now, and these weigh in at a very featherweight 20 grams, so they're not going to tug on your ears too much while you're out and about. The overall construction of the earphones is really solid though. There is a couple of little bit issues sort of around your ports and stuff like that, but nothing really to sort of write home about. As a whole really, they are very nicely made. So that goes for the cable too, that's all very nice quality. It's very soft, it doesn't rub on your neck at all, and yeah, it's very well made as well. There's no sort of issues with the connections or joins or anything like that, and it's all good. So now we get on to comfort, and the included tips I found aren't that comfortable. They're a little bit hard and I couldn't really find a size that fit me properly. Now usually I have a small ear tip, but even those I found were a little bit on the larger side. Then we got onto the hooks, and I found these quite uncomfortable. Now I mean, they did stay in your ears, and I mean really stay in your ears, but I just found that after a while my ears got a little bit sore. But for exercising, they're probably the best ones you're going to get out of the bunch. Then we got onto the ear stays, and I found these ones to be the most comfortable out of them all, but the only issue is they didn't provide a secure enough fit for me whilst I was using them. So you can see the angled design of these is much better than the straight shot ones that you normally see, and I found that these sat in my ears a little bit better, even though they didn't seal properly because of the ear tips. But overall for comfort, they're not bad, but they're not the greatest I've ever encountered. So now we get on to actually pairing the device, and it's very simple. All that you have to do is press and hold the Mpow button for around 5 seconds until the light flashes red and blue alternatively. Then once you've got your Bluetooth on your phone, you simply refresh that, and then connect to the Mpow. You don't have to put in any codes or anything like that, so it's very easy and straightforward to do. While we're on that, range is pretty decent as well. I was travelling around my house and I noticed that the signal very rarely dropped at all, and yeah, I was overly impressed with how sort of stable the Bluetooth connection actually was. So once your earphones are connected, you can make use of them. So as you can see there, you can use that main button to play and pause, and then you've got your volume controls, which controls the volume of the device and not your phone. Then if you press and hold the volume up button, that skips forward, and if you press and hold the volume down button, that skips backwards. So all in all, the functionality is pretty good, although it's not the easiest to use whilst you're on the go. Charging these is very simple. All that you do is just plug the included USB into the USB port, and you'll be able to tell these are charging when the red light comes on. So this will turn blue when the earphones are charged. So this takes around 2 hours from dead to charge, and with that 2 hours you get around 6 hours of battery life. Now it's quoted at 5, but I managed to get 6 hours out of that, and that was at around 60% volume. So that's not bad considering the device has such a small battery, and it should see you through a couple of days of exercise, either out and about or at the gym. So now we get onto the sound, and I noticed that it's really closed in, really compressed and quite heavy. The bass is pretty powerful and punchy, but it's lacking refinement and can be a little bit overpowering at times. So if you like your sort of bass heavy genre music with your really prominent bass lines, these should be alright for you, but if you want a more balanced sound, then these definitely don't offer that. The mid-range can come across a little bit quiet and is too easily overpowered by the vocals and by the bass. So it's really kind of difficult to judge how good the mid-range is without having to tweak the EQ. The EQ tweak did help a little bit, it brought it out, but it still wasn't anything that impressive. Vocals are not overly exciting, they're a little bit lackluster. They're clear enough, they just fail to excite. Like mentioned already, they are pretty forward and quite prominent, and they can drown out the mid-range like I said already. But overall they're quite plain. The highs again are really vague like the mid-range and just seem to be pushed to one side by the rest of the sound. Now I don't mind that because I don't like a strong high anyway, but it's just a little bit of a shame that you don't get to hear them a little bit more. So overall, I'm putting a lot of this down to the Bluetooth rather than the actual earphones themselves. Plus they do have apt-x technology, which my phone doesn't have, so I wasn't able to get the benefit from that. So your use of these and your experience will probably be different to mine. Right, to wrap this review up, they're pretty decent earphones. They've got a good battery life, they're not the most comfortable, they've got quite a lot of features, and they come in at a very affordable price as well. So if you're looking for some cheap Bluetooth earphones for at the gym, then these are worth looking at, but if you're willing to spend a bit more, you might find something a little bit more suited. Right guys, so that is it for this review. Again, thank you to Mpow for sending these out for review. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.